I'm a felon. So, of course, I still wash my panties in the sink.
Ah, look at that. Hey guys, AJ here back with another one for you. So guys, you gotta be careful when you're out here dating these broads, man. Guys, only an idiot, adult, a moron
Beta
would date one of these chicks in the West. Because not only are they economically unattractive, that means that they have student loan debt, high interest car loans, bastard kids. Because oftentimes these chicks are felons, man. If you Google them or do a background check, you will find a criminal record a mile long. Absolutely insane. Guys, that chick who you're staring across the table from on your dinner date a year and a half, 2 years ago, she was in a liquor store holding up the plate. There are studies that show that women 18 to 39 have had the largest increase in violent arrests and convictions. Absolutely insane. So guys, let's go back to the Dumbest Fire Nose TikTok and these absolute dunderheads talking about their felonies. So guys, like, subscribe, drop a comment, share the video, and guys, let's get into this.
I was charged with manufacturing methamphetamine, unlawful carry of a stolen pistol, and plain possession with intent to distribute. Schedule 1?
Damn.
Schedule 2, Schedule 3, LSD, whatever the that charge says, I don't know. And I was just kind of chilling. Oh wait, hold on, look at this. That's some nice grass. Anyway, I had met this old man, and he had a nice truck and lots of drugs. And when I met this man, like I've been hanging around people that didn't really have that many drugs, and I could really tell, you know, heavy pockets when I seen them. So I just started hanging out with this dude, and oh my God, South Carolina is the hands of one, hands of all. So if you're in a car with a motherfucker and they don't take their shit, y'all all going. Surprise, surprise. I manufactured methamphetamine and didn't even know how to make grits at the time. So make that shit make sense.
Guys, Trailer Trash Tammy is in the building. And I was in the car with this old man who had the drugs and the methamphetamine, man. Yeah, that's how it is. Dang, oh, dang, oh, dang. Sounds like Boomhauer over here, right? Hey, guys, you honestly believe this story? Guys, she looks like a meth head, you know? Trying to be the victim. It wasn't my drugs, man. I was just in the car, man, doing what I was supposed to do on my way to church. Look at that, guys. Look at that. What a joke. All those felonies, man. Look at that. Meth. Ugh. Look at the hand tattoos. Ugh. Guys, she's all yours, man. She's all yours. Be careful out there, man. Be careful. These junky, alcoholic, methed out 304s, they're everywhere.
Talking about whores, people. They're everywhere.
Clown world.
I'm a convicted felon and I did 3 years in prison, and people ask me all the time what I do for work and how hard it was for me to find a job. And here's what I'll say. Number one, I'm a dog groomer. That is what I currently do for work. But as far as finding a job, I don't think it's that hard to find a job. I think it's hard to find a good job. And I think what happens is people aren't willing to work those shitty bullshit jobs at first. So when I first got out of prison and I was at the halfway house, I worked at Bar Louie. Do you think after living in an open dorm prison for 3 years around all those people that I wanted to go be a server and talk to more people? Absolutely the not. But I did what I had to do. And that's a whole nother conversation. But there was like 4 of us from the halfway house working at Bar Louie. They had like some contract with them. I don't know. Luckily, I didn't have a problem with drugs or alcohol, so it was a non-issue for me. But now that I'm thinking about it, all my coworkers had issues with addiction. So why were they allowed to be working at a bar? That's neither here nor there. But I was also working for $4 an hour. But that's the thing. When you're first getting out, you just need to be worried about making money. You just need to be worried about it. Like, If you have to go get a job at McDonald's, if you have to go get a job at Burger King, if you have to go be a freaking pizza delivery driver, if you have to go be a dog pooper scooper, it's just a stepping stone. You just need to start getting that income. Number one, check stubs are crucial to life. You're not going to be able to get an apartment. You're not going to be able to get a car likely if you don't have check stubs to show that you have an income and you're actively working. It don't matter if you're only making $5 an hour. They just need to see that you're actively working, and it's a stepping stone. It's a start. It's something to add to your resume. And then if you get a job that you don't necessarily want, you sit there and you stay at that job until you find something better, and you just keep going. You know, no loyalty to McDonald's. I owed no loyalty to Bar Louie. I always put in my 2 weeks everywhere because you never know when you're going to need that recommendation. But you got to do what you got to do, and it's just a stepping stone. So I don't think it's hard to get a job. Like I've stated before, it is much harder to get housing as a felon than it is to get a job. You just may not get the job that you want.
She's all yours, guys. Look at this broad. Prison plus beauty equals random ranting. Look at that, guys. Cooked. Look at that. Oh, guys, here. This is her jail story. Hold on. Here we go. Hold on. We'll watch part of it, guys.
So I'm going to tell you how I ended up catching a felony case at 18 and doing 3 years in prison. And yes, I know a lot of you have already heard this story, but there's a lot of new people here. And for those who don't know, my prison story playlist is like 600 videos deep. It's going to be extremely hard to find. So I'm starting a new prison story playlist. This is going to be Prison Stories Part 2. And obviously this has to be the first video. So let's get into it. I'm going to give you a little background and I'm going to answer some commonly asked questions. So little background, I was a wild child. I was up since probably the age of 13, smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, just being around the wrong crowd. So it was no
banging dudes, right?
Surprise that I went to prison so young and caught a felony case at 18 years old. Like literally no surprise to anyone. But anyways, I got kicked out of my parents' house at like 16, 17 and I was couch hopping. While I was kicked out, I met this man, a bitch, a literal bitch. And I knew he was bad news bears, but I was homeless, vulnerable, and it was like my first relationship. I thought I was in love. I loved the bad boy type. Anyways, the day I turned 18, we got an apartment together, and that is where it really all went downhill. I knew he was dibbling and dabbling in selling drugs. It didn't get so extreme until we moved into an apartment together. Also, that's when our relationship turned violent. He started hitting me. He started abusing me. I was almost completely isolated from everyone I knew, and it was terrible tragedy. Anyways, we were broke on top of this, broke as fuck. So he started really selling drugs. Like, really. A lot of people asked me what kind of drugs. Okay, so it was mainly cocaine, a little bit of MDMA, Molly. Okay? For anyone asking, that is asked so many times. So anyways, the cops had been to our apartment a million times because our neighbors were calling the police because they heard us fighting. They heard me screaming. The Westchester police, I believe that they kind of got wind of us because they had been there so many times for domestic violence. And maybe at one point we left something out or they were watching. Who the knows. Anyways, they figured out we were selling drugs out of that apartment. So they sent one of our friends in. They pulled him over, leaving our house, caught him with the drugs he bought from us, and basically told him we would drop your charges if you wore a wire on them. And he decided to do that. He wore a wire on us twice. So basically, I got charged with 2 counts of permitting drug abuse and 1 count of aggravated possession. The apartment was in my name. I also, when we got pulled over, which is a whole nother story, I can get into that, but when we got pulled over, I had a small bit of cocaine on me, and I just took the rap for that. Why I didn't blame it on him, I don't know, but they did not get me with trafficking, and the reason they could not get me with trafficking is because they, on the wiretap, the evidence they had against me, I never exchanged drugs for money. I never touched the drugs as far as they know, but they could charge me with permitting drug abuse because my voice was on the wire. I was clearly there. I clearly knew what was going on. I was talking to both people involved and my voice was on the wire both times. So anyways, when we first got charged, they offered to drop all my charges down to misdemeanors if I would wear a wire on somebody else. I declined. I believe that my co-defendant, my abusive ex-boyfriend, took that deal because I ended up doing 3 years in prison. He never went to prison. He got the trafficking charges, and he also had a gun charge because we had a sawed-off 12-gauge shotgun in our apartment, and he got charged with that, never did prison time. I did 3 years. All the violations, like out on bond, we were violating together, breaking no contact orders that we had together.
It sounds like he was a smart one and you weren't, you dunderhead, right? So she's like, oh, I'm not a snitch, I'm so honorable, blah blah blah. But then she went to jail and he didn't. You absolute idiot.
You stupid woman.
I ended up going to prison. He did not. So that just leads me to believe 2 and 2 together, he's a snitch. Allegedly. But anyways, I did my 3 years and it changed my life for the absolute better. I am actually so happy that that happened to me, and I'm happy that it happened to me so young because it taught me invaluable life lessons and gave
blah 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 blah. Guys, if you see this chick, right, and you're thinking about asking her out on a date,
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
clown world. Ugh. Look at this thing right here. Ugh.
I'm a felon. Of course, I have a stockpile of ramen noodles that I'm never going to eat because they're disgusting. I'm a felon. Of course, I live in a mobile home because I can't get a nice apartment or a nice house in my name because of my background. I'm a felon. Of course, I carry a backpack. And, of course, it has a change of clothes in it that I'm not going to use. Oh, I'm a felon. So, of course, I still wash my panties in the sink.
Ah.
I'm a felon. So, of course, I'm headed to work at my crappy delivery job because I can't get a good paying job or the jobs that I want because of my background check. Oh, I'm a felon. Of course, I'm covered in jailhouse tattoos. Yes, they're everywhere that I did myself with a sewing needle and Pilot gel pen ink. I'm a felon. Of course, I bought a tattoo gun as soon as I got out of prison. I've done one tattoo with it, by the way. I'm going to show y'all real quick. It's a sprunky. If anybody knows who the sprunkies are, that's Gray.
Look at that.
It's my grandbaby's favorite sprunky.
Of course she has kids.
Anyways, I hope y'all have a great day. I love plants. I'm going to show y'all some of my plants.
Blah, blah, blah. But you guys see this shit is cooked. Cooked, right? Equality, right? This is what they asked for. This is what they wanted, guys, to be out here having all the worst outcomes in life, just like us, man. They asked for it. They got it. But all right, you guys, this is AJ. I appreciate you guys. Like the video, share the video. Thanks to all my members. You guys are the best. Hit the join button, guys. I'm out of here. Bye, guys.